We were little kids, plane would go by and we'd point to the sky and say, "There goes Cousin Anthony. Uh-oh, there goes Uncle Joe." And in them days, I wouldn't say the skies were full of planes, but every once in a while you'd see a military plane of some sort coming over. The Holy Rosary Church was 1 block west, exactly 1 block west.
As we were little kids, planes would go by, and we'd point to the sky and say, "There goes Cousin Anthony. Uh-oh, there goes Uncle Joe. In a while, you'd see a military-style plane coming over. The Holy Rosary Church was 1 block west, exactly 1 block west, and that's where we were all baptized and confirmed, and that's where our life was for 20 years. There goes Cousin In 1940, actually 39, my uncles were drafted to the army. Not all of them. Cousin Anthony Jimbroni went to the army, and Uncle Joe Mongroni. There goes Cousin Anthony. Uh-oh, there goes Uncle Joe. Frank Lewis was the last of the 3 blood brothers. Frank was born in 43. I can't think of the month. Sometime in August, I believe. But I wouldn't bet the range on that. I'm not good with dates. If my birthday wasn't on Flag Day, I wouldn't know what it was. I'd call it the summer 40. Francesco Luigi, who was named after, so we had 2 Uncle Franks. Uncle Frank Palm and Uncle Frank Mongroni, so they killed 2 birds with 1 stone. And he took my Uncle Louie's middle name, which is my father's brother, 104 East Missouri Avenue. It's in the North End, Missouri Avenue, in Harrison. Our address actually was 104 East Missouri, which was just east of Harrison Street by a stone's throw. Rudy Rudolfo Salvatore, a.k.a. Rudy, was born in 1987, October 15th. And he was the firstborn. And next came my brother Sal. Now actually Sal's a cousin, but his mother, which was my mother's sister, her name was Mary Mongroni, who was married to Tony Leone, and she died in childbirth. So she had cancer, and treatment at that time was non-existent. So anyway, into that family there were 5 girls, I believe, and Sal was the last to be born. So Aunt Geneva, Aunt Geneva, Leonie, Aunt Geneva, Aunt Geneva, Aunt Geneva, Leonie, Aunt Geneva. Uncle Frank Mongroni took the girls, and my mother took Sal. Ooh, Sally, so he's in our family as a brother till now. Now, naturally, we didn't know that situation. Things were secretive for some reason in them days. And once you get to be 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, other kids knowed about it because their parents talked about it, perhaps around the dinner table. And one day on the playground, boy said, "That's not your brother, that's your cousin." I said, "Fuck you, yeah." Anyway, that's that story. It never changed anything, naturally. I was born in the summer of 1940, June the 14th, naturally. Naturally, that is Flag Day. Naturally. Natural. And the attending physician was Dr. Ashman. He delivered all of us brothers, all at the same hospital, St. Luke's on the Plaza. He also was a gynecologist for the Third Reich. A bada boob, a bada bing. There goes cousin Anthony. Uh-oh, there goes Uncle Joe. Uh-oh, in them days I wouldn't say. In them days I wouldn't say.
June 14th, 1940. During World War II, Paris falls into Nazi hands as German troops enter France's capital. That same day in German-occupied Poland, the Nazis open a concentration camp at Auschwitz. 1985. Shiite Muslim militants hijack TWA Flight 847 shortly after takeoff from Athens, Greece.
He has pulled a hand grenade pin and he is ready to blow up the aircraft if he has to. We must, I repeat, we must land at Beirut. We must land at Beirut. No alternative.
The hijackers demand the release of hundreds of Lebanese from Israeli jails. They force the plane to crisscross the Mediterranean, landing in Beirut 3 times. The 17-day ordeal ends after the hijackers kill a U.S. Navy diver and dump his body on Beirut's tarmac. 1777. During the American Revolution, the Continental Congress adopts the Stars and Stripes as the official flag for the new United States. 1928. Ernesto Che Guevara is born in Rosario, Argentina. The leftist guerrilla who fought alongside Fidel Castro in the Cuban Revolution remains a global icon. And 1946.
You're fired.
Real estate developer Donald Trump is born in New York City. Trump's celebrity hits new highs as host of the TV reality show The Apprentice. Today in history, June 14th.
The N-word.